area here, so a lot of people don't have the money or the time to do it, and that's probably the only thing. But
So
I'm your
is
number one
your,
luck guy here, so.
oh yeah, well, okay, so yeah, so something that I want to make sure that you're aware is this class, I speak about mock like at the very end.
Okay.
It's not really a mock class.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So but thanks for being the best at mock. That's not really my concern at all.
Oh, okay.
But cool. So neat. Well, we'll see who else logs on, but I'll call on you in a little bit, and we'll talk strategy and stuff. So thanks for being on. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Awesome, man. So have you been at your particular place for very long?
3 years.
Okay, cool. Have you done any other OEMs, any other models?
Years ago, I did Chevy.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Neat. So mostly a Honda man though?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, I guess my favorite Honda store is Russell and Smith Honda in Houston. They are very successful, privately owned group of stores. There's 3 of them. Oh. And here, I'm gonna pull up. Let me see what they sell. They do a good job there. We've had that account for a really long time. I've helped them for quite some time. So they did 772 services last month. So they do a lot of brake, they do coolant, a lot of fuel, they do oil and fuel additives, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Y'all don't. And they do battery services. And they do a little bit of diff. What services do you guys have?
We mostly do brake fluid, fuel injector, throttle body, power steering.
Yeah. Cool.
And coolant. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, I'm going to share with you just this is more of theoretical and how to sell things and offer a consistent approach that brings something different psychologically to selling. So it may be a little bit of different approach to what you normally seen with
okay.
sales. And we're going to give everybody just another minute or so, boss man, I guess.
Okay.
So far, we just got you on, Ron, but
okay.
We'll see if anybody else logs in. We'll get started here shortly.
Well, I text Robbie and Mike both, see if there's anybody. I see their cameras are up, but I just don't see anybody there. So
yeah, no, we'll give everybody a few more minutes.
Okay. I think that your words, like you use a lot of when you say investment.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, I always share the positive if we go ahead and do this. Yet we try to stay away from the negatives. That's how we preach the MPIs. Talk about the good things on an MPI as opposed to the bad things first.
Yes, sir.
I just think that it's the words, like you say, instead of what we found when we looked at your car. It should be always, like you said, it should be what our certified technician found. And you can use the name, obviously. Yeah, my certified technician Bill, while he was working on your car, this is what he found. But I do want to talk to you after this about the training class for the videos.
Yes, sir.
For the teams, because I think I watch them on text to drive, and some are super, and some it's like makes no sense to me. And yes, that's sir. Your whole point. If you're going to send it, it's got to be something that's valid. So
yes, sir.
I think we do expect a lot when we put these young guys out there and say, here's a camera and a video, and we're not really. Yes. They're doing stuff. You hear things in the background you shouldn't hear. The radio's blasting, and they're using a lot of ums, and I shake and I'm like, there's no way that nobody bought anything off that video. So some people aren't good talkers, so we have to just figure out what the best way to train them. So that we're doing it, but I don't think we're doing it to the maximum ability that we can. So indeed,
one of the things that I do, I bring in scripts, and I read a script, and they say stuff like, well, this must be written by somebody who's never been a technician. And I say, you're right. So why don't you rewrite it with me? What do you want to say when you talk about a battery? What can we say each time? And I make them rewrite it with me.
That's for me.
It's powerful. It's good. In one of my
I got
unit-
one guy's getting ready to come on Robbie where it says
Okay.
Cottrell, and Jose is going to be coming on in a second. Robbie said he's just walking into the office pretty
Okay,
quick.
see you tomorrow.
In one of my classes, a couple of them, I have a unit on vocabulary,
Yeah.
and I share with people 7 or 8 words that are commonly said that are negative, and I give them positive words to replace them with. Like the first word is tell, Tell. I don't want you to tell a customer anything. Nobody likes to be told what to do. I would
Yeah.
rather you share with them. Let me
Yeah.
share with you the certified technician. Let me share with you this. Let me share with you that. And I go through a list of common negative words that I ask people to replace. It's kind of like a culture change.
Sure.
And again, like in that last class, Emilio was really, really wanting to focus on if you don't do things, bad things happen.
Yeah. It's a scare.
Instead of if you do things, good things happen. And
Yeah.
you'll see that in a minute, Ron. I'm a big picture positive type of guy. Just to give you a little background for, was it Randy that was getting on or
Jose.
Jose, cool.
Jose's getting on.
I'm a former teacher and coach. I taught history and math in middle school and coached junior high and high school football, basketball, and track for 5 years. So I was the yeller coach. Not sure if you were in athletics, but I thought that anything you can say to get your point across, you could really get it across if you yelled. So I was fairly animated. I had a lot of success on the field if success is winning games. I won 33 of the first 34 games of football that I coached in junior high. Oh, I beat the pants off of people, but I was a terrible sportsman. I never shook the hand of another coach. I taught my kids how to like cheat the system, and it was like I was very bad for their character and very good for their football lives. I had a couple of kids that made it to the NFL, so I was blessed enough to coach kids with a lot of talent. But what's weird is the longer I stayed in coaching, the more arrogant I got. The more arrogant I got, the faster I knew that it wasn't for me. When I got into the car business, the job that I sold cars for about 6 months, and I got over promoted, and I was that guy. Anyway, they gave me the customer service job, customer service manager. And I was like, y'all want me to be the customer service? Y'all must be crazy. And I decided that I was going to do it kind of like as a joke, like I was going to be a character. So I was like a guy in used cars. Hey, how's it going? And I would just do folksy, weird stuff. And what I started to learn was if I genuinely tried to help people instead of trying to hustle them, that I would get more results. I was a hustler as a coach. I could get kids to do what I wanted them to do without really sharing with them why they needed to do it. So a lot of the stuff that I go over in these classes is not what to do, it's why to do it. So like, why should I get a brake job from you? Why should my daughter and I listen to you? And you can tell me what I need till you're blue in the face. But if you don't share with me why I need it, I'm just not going to buy it. So like in a minute, we'll talk, just all this stuff. Just why should I do it? Why should you do it? One is to make money. Obviously, we're here to make money. But 2, I hope, is to get customers to return. How do we get people to come back over and over? Stuff like that.
Okay, let's go ahead and start. Obviously, Ron's here. Jose will come in, but we can get going on this.
Everyone, they say that. Hector got it.
All right, Ron, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so let's get started, bud. All right, my name is Mitch. I'm the corporate trainer for Mott Products. Essentially, that just means I have a big territory, dude. I do training all across the country. I do in-person training for about 2,500 stores. I do quick lane launches. I do a lot of video multi-point inspection work now. One of the things that I do is technical writing. So I take the processes of a dealership and I rewrite them in language that is a little more understandable. And what I always say is I got the dumbest job I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe I'm paid to do what I do. I tell people a lot, or share with people a lot, that everything that they think they know, if they turned it upside down, that they would get the same results. And they look at me and they're like, what are you talking about? Most of the time, if we do the opposite of what we currently do, we're actually going to have the same results. We're just going to be going in a little different direction. What I want to do is I want to take your skills and I just want to bump them just a little bit. And those little bitty maneuvers and adjustments, I feel, will push you to even greater heights, which is what I hope to do today. So this class,
Has a key to this?
do you need to do that? You okay? Okay.
Oh, shit, that is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, if you need to work, you need to work. Okay. This class is called LOF My Butt. And what that comes from is lube oil and filter my butt. First thing that I want to do is I want to instill a mindset in you. And if you've been a service advisor for a Honda store for 20 years, you probably already know this. So some of it might be old hat. But the thing that I want to challenge you first is to get your mind right. That your mental attitude is the one thing that no one can take from you. It's you putting it on. If you feel stressed, that's stress that you're feeling. Nobody can make you stressed. It's how you handle that stress. Nobody can make you think a different way. It's your thoughts. The one thing that you can change every day or make sure that you have a positive one is attitude. In my book, it's my very first chapter. How do you harness your attitude every day? So with that being said, how do you get out of the mindset of offering oil changes? I want to change your mindset to where you never offer an oil change. You should never even use the word oil change. You know where they do oil changes? They do oil changes at Walmart. They do oil changes at Jiffy Lube. They do oil changes at Just Brakes. You don't work there, man. You work at a Honda store and it's special. So are you making it special for your customers? Or do you get settled into a routine? And often I call that my rut team, where we do the same old thing over and over and over and get the same old results. Or are we pushing ourselves every single day, or heck, man, I'll back off every single week to learn or do something new? So I want to take the most common items that you sell. I want to go through them with you. I want to talk about your strategy. I want to have you pitch a couple of things to me. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas. In the gauze of this, you do not have to do a single thing I say. I ain't your boss in any capacity. All I'm here for is to give you food for thought. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, man. So tell me, what do you know? What you know about your dealership? What kind of specials y'all got? What kind of specials is Honda running? What kind of specials is the Honda store across town running? Do y'all have coupons? What do you got? What's in it for me and my daughter to come to your store? What can I get? Something for nothing. That's what I'm looking for. Talk to me. What kind of sales y'all got?
We have this behind me.
I wanted to see it, baby. That's my Advantage Care. This is a way to buy 2 oil changes and get 1 free. Oh, what is it? What it is, it's a way to get 2 5,000-mile services and 1 for free. I like that. When I speak about Advantage Care, I always want to talk to people about the savings, okay? I don't focus on that $129. I focus on the $78 that they're going to sell, or a buy 2, get 1 free. And again, I don't exactly know what your 5,000-mile service costs, so I don't know that, but I like that. Talk to me about Advantage Care. I'm a new customer to your area. This is my daughter. She's going to go to the local university. We're just here to get her settled. Talk to me about why she and I, as a college sophomore, should get Advantage Care.
It's the best value in town. You get 3 oil changes, 3 tire rotations.
And again, I know it's on the thing, 5,000-mile services. Keep going. I'm listening.
We redeem your first one today, and the next 2 are prepaid.
That's awesome, man. And
average is $3 each time.
Yeah, I love prepaid. Something else that's a best practice for an Advantage Care, if you factor in the a 6-month between oil changes, so like if 3 of those 5,000-mile services are going to last about 18 months, This is getting your oil change for about $7 a month.
Mm.
That's just another one. I like that. But you're way on the right track, and I love that. You got the poster right there, and you even got the cool tire chart right next to you. I dig that.
Yeah.
I talked the green, yellow, red. I dig it. So you're like the information epicenter over there. So I dig that, dude. Okay, so we're talking coupons. How about your competition? Do you know what they do?
I think they're at $80 plus.
Okay, cool. Every blue moon, and I know that you're super busy. I see that you're wearing a mask, and this is heartfelt. I'm not BSing you, brother. If it weren't for people like you that are out in the public selling stuff for me, I wouldn't be able to do the job I do. I really appreciate what you do. So, but we're in a pandemic. We're in tough times. Once in a blue moon, I know you're busy. You ought to mystery shop the competition just to know. Whatever that is to you, if it is like a local, mom and pop or a Just Brakes or another Honda store down the road or an oil change super center, it's always good to know what the competition does so you can speak intelligently on that. I can tell you, Ron, you're one of the first people today that knew like a special or anything. So let's start talking about our sales that we can do outside at the car. Okay. First, Ron, are you doing a good walk around? How do you grade yourself on walk arounds?
Probably average.
All right, man. This must be in the water in California.
You know what?
It must be somewhere because I keep hearing this word, probably. I don't say the word probably. Ain't nothing probably. I'm either doing a good job or I ain't doing a good job. So if you're probably doing a good job, that means you're probably not doing a good job. Look, I encourage you. The more you go outside and do a walk around with the customer present, the more you're going to make. I have an entire walk around class. It takes about 30, 35 minutes where I go over different elements of the walk around. But during that walk around, I think we have the opportunity to sell a lot of stuff. Okay. So what are some of the common elements? And I'm not talking after you look at history. Okay. Like that's going to be after the walk around. I'm talking during the walk around outside at the car. Give me some items that you commonly sell and how do you sell them? Go.
Most of the time it's just looking at the tires. But here at our dealership, we have Logan here, an outside vendor that that's here to sell tires. So if I notice that it needs tires, I call him over and say, "Hey, Logan, can you give me a price on tires?" Okay. And then at the same time, I try to sell an alignment, if I see tire.
Okay. Couple things. One, we're not going to go through my vocabulary list, but every time you share with me a word that's on the naughty side, I'm going to bring it up. You said the word price. I never give price ever, or cost. I never give cost, but I do give the total or total investment. Let me share with you what the difference is. When you say that I want to get you a price on the tire, I think expensive, because if I shared with you that I'm going to buy a ring for my wife's, our 25th wedding anniversary, and it's going to be pretty pricey. Am I going to pay a little for it or a lot?
A lot.
If I share with you that my grandfather fought in a costly battle in World War II, did a few people die or a lot?
A lot.
See, I don't want to use words that mean a lot.
Yeah.
So when I talk to people about their tire options, I give them 3 tiers of investment. This is my A tier, B tier, C tier, my silver, gold, platinum, my good, better, best, my whatever, it doesn't matter. But I want to give you options, and here are the investments. Here are the totals, okay? You said price. I just want to give you, I just want you to think about not saying that. Okay, how about this? Let me give you a basic one. How do you pitch rotates?
When we rotate your tires, you'll get longer wear out of them. The front
No. Not the benefit of the rotate. I know you know the benefit of the rotate. I'm standing on the drive. What circumstance would lead you to pitch me a rotate?
And 99% of the time, if you don't have this advantage care, which comes with the rotation, I'm not even going to pitch it.
Awesome. You're going to pitch me advantage care.
Exactly.
All right. Let me give you one word that will bridge that gap. You ready? And blank, blank, blank. When somebody says they're here for an oil change, I want you to think about saying and rotate. Just getting them to say yes, then you've already set the hook on advantage care. Howdy, sir, in Mr. Cottrell's office. Who am I speaking with?
It's Jose.
Jose, what's up, brother?
How's it going?
Every day is a great day to be Mitch. Hey, we're talking about what we sell outside. We're talking about rotates. I'll call on you in just a second. So what I want to do is I want to bump somebody one tire maintenance each time. So watch. Customer comes in, they say, hell, I got an advantage care customer, so I know that rotates are in it. I want to bump them to and balance. If you got a customer that comes in, says, hey, I want to oil change, rotate, and balance, I want you to say and alignment. Always try to bump somebody one procession on their tires. So Jose, what we're saying, if somebody says they're coming in for an oil change, I want you to try to bump them immediately to and rotate. If somebody says, hey, I'm here to get an oil change and rotate my tires, I want you to say and balance. That's one way to do it. Second is to do it based on mileage. You could do it every 12 to 15,000 miles. You could do a balance every 7,500. You could do an alignment every 1,500. And this is if you don't have an alignment checker. If you have an alignment checker, you ought to just use the checker. But if you don't, other strategies and alignment and rotate and balance. You could do it mileage based, or you could do oil change and rotate at 5K, rotate and balance at 10K, and balance and alignment at 15K, or just an alignment. Cool. Those are just a couple of different strategies. Okay. Earlier, Ron was sharing with me that he has some cool guy that sells all of his tires for him. I don't really know the dynamic, but that's pretty tight. You don't have to worry about it. What's your tire strategy? How do you share with me? How do you talk about tires on the drive? What kind of options do you give me? Talk to me.
Regarding tires, I usually doing the walk around. I usually check it on based on looks. Then if I see if it's too bald, I'll use my tire meter, check it out right on the drive.
All right, Jose, look, man, I'm going to see what the tire looks like. And if it's too bald, dude, you need to get your tire tread depth gauge out and measure them tires. Talk to me about green, yellow, red. Don't just give me the measurement. You can give me the measurement, but back it up with your tires are in the green, your tires are in the yellow, your tires are in the red. The other thing that you need to get into the habit of is don't just be measuring my tires when they're red, dude. Measure it when they're green and tell me I'm doing a good job. Compliment me even when I'm outside. Tell me that I'm doing a good job rotating my tires. Be nice to me. What do you think about that, Ron? Do you use a color-coded tread depth gauge before you get your buddy?
No, I have Logan do it.
Damn, man, Logan is your tire slave. I dig that. I want a tire slave. You're lucky, Ron.
Yeah.
Dang, man. Okay, so Ron has a tire slave. That's fine. Good for him. Jose, do you have a tire slave or do you have to do it yourself?
No, I do it myself.
Okay, I encourage you. Get your color-coded tread depth gauge so you can share with me the colors. The more you say green, yellow, and red throughout your process, the more people like me are going to understand. Most of your customers are just like me. And what I am is a guy that has a lot of money in my pocket and no sense in my head. Everybody feels that the internet has made us smarter. It has not. It has made us dumber, but it has increased our awareness. So I'm aware of stuff, but I don't really know what I'm doing. So what I do know is green is good, yellow is caution, and red is bad. I know those things. We need to stick to those things. Next, I would ask you guys about nitrogen, but you don't sell it. How about this? Ron, wipers. What's your current strategy? How do you sell wipers?
I show them to the customers, but here in Southern California, we have 24-hour sunshine. So a lot of times you'd be surprised, Mitch.
All right.
It never rains here. I don't need wipers.
Now, let me share with you this first. I was born in Corona, California. I moved away as a child, but I was born in Corona. Second, people vacation all the time. Ron, are you familiar with the term?
Yes.
Yeah. You know where California people like to vacation the most?
Have no clue.
Colorado, brother. We make jokes about it on the radio. You know what it does in Colorado?
Rains.
Rains and snows. Holy smoke, Ron. Get to know me, brother. Sell me some wipers. Couple of things with wipers. I do not want you rubbing on them like a genie bottle. First, it's dirty. Second, if you're short like me, and I'm only 5'4", reaching across a car, you can get your belt and scratch a vehicle. I would much rather you just have them use the wipers on the drive, okay? And if they're streaking, sell them some wipers. If you're in a facility that does a complimentary car wash, you shouldn't be afraid if you know it gets on the paint a little bit. If you don't, I encourage you to get a white rag and just, you know, wipe off on the paint where the windshield washer fluid may splatter, so you don't get somebody's car kind of funky. But I appreciate that in Southern California, it doesn't rain a lot, but you should talk to your people about, do they travel to other areas? Are you taking it on vacation? Because wipers, they could get in a jam, and I'm being serious. Sometimes we put on blinders and we only do what we think we would do. And you know, if you're not going on vacation, that you may not need them, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to go visit my grandmother in Kentucky. You see what I mean? So we still owe the customer a good walk around, even though this item might not be of the utmost importance, it still should be important. Other things that you guys are not doing that I want to plant a seed. Yeah, parts in your parts department like Rain-X or windshield treatment, that if you ever do sell windshield wipers, you should treat the windshield. That in California would probably make your wipers last until the sun dry rots them. These are just items that the customer is going to feel a little better about. If you've never seen windshield treatment or Rain-X, a demo of it, you can ask your local mock rep and we can bring some in. I mean, I'm not here to sell that stuff. I'm just want to give you other options and choices to share with your customers. Okay. So next item, Arctic Blast. Y'all ever heard of Arctic Blast?
No.
All right. So we got a bunch of, man. All right. So I have a chemical in my arsenal that you inject into the low pressure side of the AC unit. It mixes with the Freon and it expands the surface area. So it helps your air conditioner run more efficiently, 20% more efficiently. It also lowers the vent temperature on average of 4 degrees. And as hot as it does get in some parts of California, this is likely to be a good seller for you. Also, if you have somebody who likes to drive back and forth to Vegas, it's going to get real hot in the desert there, you can talk about ways to boost their AC unit. Y'all don't sell that, and I have a feeling you're not going to sell this one either. How often do you offer someone an AC evaporator core cleaning service? Ron, have you ever offered one?
Years ago, when they had the odor problems, but now with all these Civics, the evaporators have problems. They're leaking.
Yeah.
So we
never
offer it.
Okay. So, hey, Jose, I'm gonna ask you a question. You probably don't know nothing about Ron's business, but I bet you get this one right. If Ron never offers an AC evaporator core cleaning service, how many is he gonna sell this month? 0. All right, Jose is my future manager, dog. Look, closed mouth don't get fed, boys. The reason that we need to offer it is this. I worked in El Paso this morning, and then I flew home, and then I got ready for these classes. In El Paso, it's really hot and it's really dusty. And again, I know the climate changes up and down California, but again, I do know, because like I still have family that lives back there. I mean, they're always back and forth. They go to Arizona a lot. Look, it's a dusty environment. In El Paso, sandstorms happen very often. Sand gets into the system. You end up breathing those particles throughout the year. I like to offer this AC evaporator core cleaning service that I'm going to share on my screen once a year. We inject a cleaner that kind of comes out like the end of a shaving cream can and expands into the evaporator itself. It cleans all mold and spores, but for you guys, likely dust and dirt that gets into the system. Our trainer, Tom, that's in your area, he shared with me another best practice. If you do this on your vehicle, which you should, I would love for you to have a personal testimony about it. When the guy does it in the back, get a little paper plate and watch what drains out of the system. You will be stunned with the corrosion that gets inside that system. So I like to offer this annually. I like to offer this as after a sandstorm. And I also like to offer it as a piggyback sale when I do a cabin air filter. We'll talk about those sales in a minute, but a piggyback sale, to me, what I'm saying is a sale that you can sell a particular part or service and then an additional part or service that teams up with it, like you're piggybacking, okay? So I like to offer that AC service when we do a cabin air filter replacement as well. So I take it that we're not doing that much at all. I shared with Ron earlier that I have a very successful Honda store that sells a couple of hundred of oil additives and fuel additives each month. I think I know the answer, but I'll start with Ron. Do y'all sell any oil or fuel additives?
No.
Yeah. You don't. So we're not doing it. We're not giving the customers every option that we can. Jose, how about you? You doing it?
No.
Yeah. Look, you know how many additives you're going to sell if we never have them? Zero. You know how many you're going to sell if we don't ever bring them to you? Zero. So I'm getting the information to the mock people. Look, I don't want to put a bunch of stuff on your shelf that you're not going to sell, but I encourage you fellas to give your customers options. I mean, I look at Ron with his mask on. I feel bad that he has one on and I'm, in the friendly confines of my home. One thing that's been taken from us over the last 18 months are choices. We just don't have the choices that we used to. We don't get to go to all the concerts. We don't get to go to all the football games. And I believe customers want to make choices. So what choices are we giving them? That's what we got to start thinking about, fellas. We got to expand our footprint of what we're offering these customers. Let's get on with filters. All right. Jose, what's your strategy? Cabin air filter, engine air filter. When in your process are you pitching these?
Early in the write-up part, I usually go off based on mileage, look at their RO history, also ask if they have any strange smells coming from the AC unit.
No, I dig that.
When they do say they have a strange smell, I would just recommend doing the cabin filter. Also based on mileage, I usually recommend it anywhere from 15 to above.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. So do you guys know a few of these statistics? I am a part of a Mighty distributorship. So I get a couple of cool things from Mighty. And while I'm not saying Mighty filters, same as OEM, I'm not saying all that, but let me share with you what the boys at Mighty shared with me. A cabin air filter that has 25,000 miles of usage saps 20% of the efficiency from your AC system. So your AC doesn't work as well when your cabin air filter is plugged. Your engine air filter that's over 15,000 miles gives you 12% less fuel efficiency. And when you start thinking about how much we all pay in gas, because like gas in my state and gas in your state's high. So I mean, I'm at $4.25 a gallon on for us. When you talk about sapping 12% of the efficiency of my fuel system, that means I'm paying like $4 or $5 every tank of gas because I got an old engine air filter. So Ron, do you share statistics like that at all with your customers?
No, but I should.
Yeah, those are good things. And I encourage you to go to your parts department and ask them, do y'all have any stuff on our filters? Like your specific filter. Your OEMs put out stuff all the time. And I get hammered with it at mock. I'm telling you, man. I'm like, Honda says this, Honda says that, Lexus says this, Toyota says that. And I got to overcome that stuff all the time. So I know you guys have information. You got to man yourself. You got to arm yourself with information so you can say, hey, the reason my engine air filter is so good is this. The reason my cabin air filter is so good is because of this. Do you pump up your parts? Do you talk about them being Honda parts? Y'all say that? Well, I ain't get, yeah. Nah, well, don't you think your customers want to know that they're getting the best?
They don't have an appointment to look out.
Then that's why we should say it. We're leaving all of this good information on the shelf, and we got to get better at it. So cabin air filter, I want to piggyback an AC evaporator core cleaning service. Jose, how about an engine air filter service? What can you piggyback with an engine air filter replacement? Go.
Well, I recommended 15 based on mileage, so I would piggyback off of the oil change, tire rotation, alignment, balance.
Okay.
And on top of that, we recommend that engine air filter.
Okay. All right. I want to go dig a little deeper. 20-man Ron, bail him out. What service is a good throttle body service? There we go. Ron gets the prize, baby. All right, 20-year Ron. My daughter's car needs an engine air filter and a throttle body kit, whatever that means to you. I got the video, I watched it, and I said no. Okay. I want you to call me on the phone and pitch me those two items. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hello.
Hi, Mitch. Ron from Culver City Honda calling about your daughter's car.
What's up, my brother?
My technician is recommending replacement of your engine air filter because it's filthy.
Oh, yeah?
And also the throttle body service at the same time. The
Yeah.
throttle body is where the air and fuel mix together. It builds up carbon over time. So we like to clean it out so you get better fuel economy and better throttle response, better performance.
Okay.
The engine air filter runs $92 and the throttle body service runs about $200.
Okay.
Would you like us to proceed and replace those two items for you?
No, but I appreciate the information.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, so how did he do, Jose?
It did okay.
All right, what would you have done differently?
Try to pitch it at the end, try to say what are the consequences of not doing
all right, so first thing that I wanted to share, and Jose, you get the prize. I take the prize from Ron, I give it to Jose. Ron, never, ever, 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 never, ever give up after the first no, because you're going to lose all credibility. Let me give you the example that I share with people all the time. I'm going to be your dentist, Ron, and I want you to say no, okay? Say no. You ready? Okay. While my dental hygienist was cleaning your teeth, she found a hole in your incisor. You got a little cavity on the backside, thankfully. I took the liberty of looking at your insurance, and you can get a silver filling for free, or you can get a filling that matches the color of your teeth for $25. Which one of those do you want?
I don't want any of them.
Okay, cool. Is that what the dentist is going to say?
No.
What's the dentist going to say if you say that?
He's probably going to recommend at least going with the silver one because it doesn't cost me anything.
That's right. He's going to say something, and he's going to say, if you don't do this, that this could happen. You never, ever, ever give up on that first no. It's not being mean. It's doing your job. Let me go over a couple of things with Ron that I liked, what I didn't like. First, I really liked your pace, and I liked the information that you gave me. It was very informative. I could tell that you're very knowledgeable about those products. There's a couple of things that I think could boost your overall making me feel good. So watch this. It is not a technician who shot that video. It's a certified technician. Why should we remind people that people at your store are certified?
They're trained.
Because they're trained, they're qualified. They go above and beyond, dog. You got to talk up your teammate. And what I like even better is my certified technician, Hector. I think it personalizes the situation. So in the highest title, my master certified technician. Next. You didn't say anything good about my car, dog. You just started crapping on it. Okay. You always should say two nice things before you say anything negative. Okay. Make a comment about the video. Let me ask you this, Ron. Are you watching the videos before you call people?
A lot of times, no, we don't have time. In fact,
Well, hell, I've heard that your videos are only 20 or 30 seconds. You ain't got 20 seconds to review my stuff for my daughter? I don't believe you. You do have 20 seconds to do the best job you do. Yes, you do. And if you don't have 20 seconds, I can help you find it. Next, all that carbon buildup stuff, I'm going to give you a different speech. Okay. I want you to use that carbon stuff last. Next, this is $92. This is $200. Don't make me do math, dog. I haven't been a math teacher in 25 years. All right. The total of that would be 292. That's what I call my cash register method. Don't cash register me. I would rather you say you need a filter, you need a throttle body. Together, they are $292. And then finally, it's not would I like to. Would I like to do this? Ain't nobody woke up in California and said, you know what I like to do, dog? I want to do one of them throttle body services. Man, they ain't doing it because it's sexy. They're doing it because you say so. Okay. So get my authorization. Jose, I want to share with you this. Let me get back. I'm going to give you a little easy cheat sheet that I'm going to share. Okay. And I want you to pitch me a throttle body service. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
All right. I want you to ask me this question. And Ron, hopefully you can see my screen as well. Ask me this question, this first one, dude.
do you know what a throttle body service is?
Nope. What is it? Tell me what it's going to help me with, Ron or Jose.
Fuel efficiency, fuel economy.
Tell me. Say it's going to help with my fuel efficiency. Say it.
It will help you with the fuel efficiency.
All right.
Also throttle response.
All right. If I don't do it, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to my car? If I don't do a throttle body service today, what's going to happen?
It may cause further maintenance issues.
Cool. Might cost me more in the long run. How much does this throttle body service cost?
Only $179.
Not only $179. Okay, hold on. See, and I asked you to read the words, man. You can't read the words that are on the screen. I'm gonna take it off a teach. I'm gonna go to preach. It's never only, and it's never just. It's not only $200. It's not just $200. That comes off a little condescending to the customer. Don't do that. It is $200. Your total investment is $200. Okay. So tell me how much it's going to be. Say it.
It's $179
When's it going to be ready?
by the end of the day.
All right. And then the last part, say this.
All I need is your authorization.
That's right. All I need your authorization. Remember, that's the way to close someone on everything. How much is it? When's it going to be ready? All I need your authorization. Let's go back to you, Ron. Ask me if I know what a throttle body service does.
Mitch, do you know what a throttle body service does?
I'm not really familiar with it. What do y'all want to do again?
We would like to perform a throttle body service.
Okay.
Clean out the throttle body and air intake system.
Okay. What's in it for me and my kid?
It'll help improve your fuel economy, throttle response, and you'll get better gas mileage in the long run.
Okay. Close me. How much is it?
It's $179. It'll be ready by 3 o'clock. All I need is your authorization.
All right. It's a better pitch, but watch, man. You guys cannot promise better fuel mileage or better fuel economy. Gas mileage is all predicated on how hard you hit the gas pedal. You can be in a brand new Honda, drive to Las Vegas going 55 miles an hour and get 37 miles to the gallon. You drive the same car back going 100 miles an hour and you're going to get 16 miles to the gallon. You can't promise better gas mileage. What you need to say is fuel efficiency. It's saying the same thing, but it's giving the same benefit, but not with something measurable that they could hot rod up and down the interstate and get worse gas mileage. Ron, do you see the difference?
Got it.
Don't do that. Okay, let's go back to this. I I'm going to teach you guys in 2 minutes how to sell every fluid exchange so we can get some mock out of the way. Jose, be my customer if you don't mind, okay? You ready?
Ready.
Hey, Jose, my certified technician, Ron, sent you that video, and I noticed that you watched it. I wanted to say thanks for doing that. And I noticed that you declined some items. I wanted to go over the details of that. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, I got a minute, Mitch.
Okay. First, man, I took a look at that video. I thought Ron did a pretty good job. As you saw, he graded 27 different items using that green, yellow, and red scale. He shot the highlights to you. He measured your brake pad thickness and it was in the green. He measured your battery cranking amps and they were in the green as well. We definitely want to keep an eye out on those because wintertime's coming. However, he did mark one item of concern in the red. Based on time, mileage, and condition of the vehicle, Ron recommends that we do a coolant exchange. Do you happen to know what a coolant exchange does?
No, I do not know that, Mitch. What does
Okay. What he wants to do is get rid of all your old broken down coolant and replace it with brand new. This is going to help with the performance of your vehicle and help those parts last longer. So that, along with your 10K, will bring your total investment today to $385.68. We can have everything done by 3 o'clock. All I need your authorization.
Let's go ahead and
Now
do
watch.
it.
Now watch. Let's skip that first part and get down to this part. He only had one item of concern in the red. Do you know what a brake fluid exchange does?
No, I do
What
not.
we're doing is getting rid of all your old broken down brake fluid and replacing with brand new. How about this? Do you know what a transmission fluid exchange does?
No, I do not.
What we're doing is getting rid of all your old broken down transmission fluid and replacing it with brand new. See, Ron, all any of these services do is take out your old and put in your new. Jose, watch this. It's going to blow your mind. Do you know what a 4-wheel brake job on your Honda, do you know what that does?
No.
What we're doing is taking off all 4 worn out brake pads, resurfacing your rotors, and replacing them with brand new Honda brake pads. This is going to help your car stop better and help avoid costly repair and breakdown by ignoring it. That, along with your 10K, will bring your total investment to $558.68. We can have it done by 3 o'clock. All I need your authorization. Ron, do you know what replacing your back 2 shocks are going to do?
No.
Say yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Great. Then you know how important it is. Those 2 shocks and your 10K will bring your total investment to $358.58. We can have everything done by 1:30. All I need your authorization. Because see, if he knows what it is, I don't have to go into detail with him. Do you see it? It's the same pitch every single time. If you can embrace, do you know what I'm selling you? From the time you're outside, hey, Mr. Customer, do you know what road force balance does? No, what is it? Man, we got a machine that's going to make sure that your tire is spinning perfectly. It is awesome. It'll bring your 5K to $168. It's a great investment. We can do it. Won't take any additional time. All I need your authorization. It's the same pitch every time. You got to ascertain what a customer knows and then attack. All the while planning for them to say no. Because no matter how good you pitch it, customers are still going to say no. So are you planning for that no? So watch this. Ron, what's the number one reason why people say no to doing a brake job at your facility?
Cost.
Cost. So why are your brakes worth more than the brakes at Just Brakes?
Because we use factory trained technicians with factory parts.
There you go. My parts are better. Don't y'all have a warranty of some sort?
12 months, 12,000 miles.
Does it include parts and labor? What's it include? Talk to me.
And labor.
The more information you can give me to build that value, the better. Because here's what I hear, fellas. When somebody says they ain't got the money, what they're telling me is they don't know the value. When somebody says that they ain't got the time, what I need to do is create a sense of urgency. By taking advantage of this today, this is what you get. By taking advantage of this today, this is what you get. It builds value, advantage. Today builds urgency. What if somebody says they got to talk to the old lady? What do you say, Jose? I got to talk to my old lady, man.
We could take care of this today. It looks like
I gotta talk to my wife. You mind if I just do this next oil change?
It can't. I don't. I would recommend doing it today. There might be other.
No. When somebody says decisions, you got to give them knowledge. Look, when I say I got to go to my wife, it's because shit. If I do it right now, I don't know if it's a good idea. I got to get my wife to say it's a good idea. Give me knowledge. Share with me what you can share with her. Hey, let her know that by taking advantage of this brake job today, we're trying to avoid wearing down parts that are going to cost y'all money later. Hey, if cost is a concern, and it always is with me, let me share with you what happens if we fail to do this today. If we ignore this today, what is going to happen? Make sure you share with her with that. You got to give people knowledge if they're going to somebody else. Hell, we haven't given them enough, or they wouldn't be talking to their old lady. If I told you guys that I could get you a gold brick for $2, would you give me $2?
Yes.
You would, right? Yeah. If I said I can get you a gold brick for $7,000 and the gold brick's worth 37 grand, would you give me $7,000 for a gold brick?
Yes.
Yes. And now when I say 27 grand, you're like, well, there's going to be a tipping point where you don't think this transaction is valuable. That's why you got to ask somebody. Well, make sure that whomever you're asking, this is what we're going to do. You see it? There's a finite number of reasons that people say no. Money equals value, time equals urgency, decision maker equals knowledge. There's another one that came up in the earlier class. What if I can just do this myself? Or I have Tim works under a tree and it's cheap. Okay. I then never want you to crap on Tim. You could say, well, if he's under a shade tree, how good could he be? I don't want you to do that. You need to bring back focus of what's good about your situation. Well, look, what Tim doesn't have is the machines that we do that calibrate these things perfectly by people that are certified and specialists on this item. Also, Tim doesn't have the luxury of buying a brake pad or a tire or a rim that's built specifically for your vehicle. Again, you never get any taller by beating another man down. So talk up your stuff. Don't talk down to theirs. All right. So last one. How about stuff like deodorizers? Y'all do any of that?
No.
No? Why not? Y'all don't like people, y'all don't like making people's car smell good? Yeah. Again, it's very small, but it's a cool little thing. You ought to get some deodorizers. Even if you don't charge for them, you ought to just get, what was that?
Is it the defoggers?
No. Oh, it could be anything you want. There's a lot of options. What I want to give is, hell, we could bring some options by to you, but like you could get little wafers that you could put on the backside of a cabin air filter that scent comes through. You could just spray different kinds of deodorizers. We have new car smell, cherries. We got all that stuff. Something too that's probably a little more prevalent in my area than yours. We do have deodorizers that neutralize weed smell. That could be important for some of your clientele. But again, man, it's about giving choices. It's about attention to detail. And look, I'm not, being mean. It doesn't seem like we're digging deep enough with you guys. We got to give you some options that make you excited. Then you go outside with your customers and you give some options and get them excited. Maybe Arctic Blast will be one of those. I really do think that it would work in your territory. I really do. Okay, let's wrap up. Jose, what'd you learn today? What do you think? What's next for you? But what are you going to use out of this?
Definitely the closing the deal. Make sure you give them time. We could do it today. We could take care of it. It's $179, and then all I need is your authorization.
Yep. What do you need? How much is it? When's it going to be ready? All I need is your authorization. In that order, very good order. I dig it. Thanks for being on today. I really appreciate it. Ron, you've been around 100 years, man. How'd that do? Grade me, dude.
A+.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. What was that?
Fuel efficiency.
There you
I gotta
go.
remember that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah. It's a very common mistake. And what's interesting, and like the fourth class that I ever gave in my career, I was on gas mileage, and it was a really mean old man who brought me aside, and it was not a good day in the shop, and I've never said it again. But and it was because he was mean about it. But what he said was exactly what I shared with you guys. And we were at a Ford dealership. You could get a new F-150 and set the cruise, and the gas mileage goes like this. What happens when you hit the pedal? And that's what he said. And I said, it goes down. And he said, well, then how are you guaranteeing that lady gets better gas mileage? I mean, what are you, stupid? And I was like, damn, dog. It's on the flyer. But I mean, what do you want from me, man? So he was really mean. But anyway, it is good. But like I said, it's something. But I greatly appreciate you guys being in. Boss man, there's a lot of stuff. I know you take notes. If you got anything, let me know. But anything in summation, you got anything before we bounce?
No, I appreciate it. I do think that your closing method, the terminology, the words, I think if we could get those negative words out, would be super. And I do believe when you start saying investment, it gives people that they're actually using their money for something good as opposed to costing them.
Indeed.
And I will say that asking that question, all I need is your authorization instead of do you want to, or don't give them an option on that. Just say all I need is this, and they're going to say okay, and
Yep.
I think that's it. But yeah, and definitely we never want to scare anybody, but we always should talk about the positives of doing the work as opposed to what happens if you don't, because then it makes them feel like you're scared tacting me, you're taking advantage of me. And always be honest. Whatever you say, make sure you're honest about what you're saying, and because they'll check it. They could Google what you're saying right there in your apartment and find out how much it costs and what it does. So
Indeed.
Be straight up with people.
Yep, my tagline for that is reward action. Don't punish inaction, reward action.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, if you need anything, let me know. And again, if you guys ever want any books of mine, I got a bunch in my basement. I'll send you some books. It's called A Month of Tips. It gives you one thing to work on each day of the month. The chapters are about 2 pages each, so it's a quick read. So if y'all ever want that, let me know. Anyway, that's it, man.
Hey, buddy, I'll get with you on the training for the express text on videoing. I think that's going to be the next thing we do.
Sweet action.
I'll get with
Let
you.
me know. Yep, let me know when we
All
want
right.
to dance. Y'all have